Hey everybody, I am going to add some lights from one project into another project for our songs. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I already started, I'm on the second one right now, but if you can see, started getting a bunch of um, these light tracks over. However, I want to move all of them into this main uh, lighting group here. So I'm just going to start doing this, just bringing them over here, and then I'll just stack them on top of one another, which it's not letting me move these over, probably because it's in a group. So I'm going to ungroup all these, take those two, throw them in there. Let me double check. I don't have any in here. So I'm going to delete those. I'm going to do the same for this song. A lot of more moving around than I want to do, but it is what it is. Okay. Now I can get rid of those. All I want to try and do is not have the track count be absurd. Right now it's 315, which isn't crazy because we're doing division of labor for every song. So every song, most songs in this one are still just stereo, 2-track. And then there's occasionally a few multi-stems in here. Like I had some help in some of the newer ones, Pink Pony Club, things like that. So yeah, this is the process. I'm just gonna work out of this master lighting group here, this pink guy. Let's just make them all pink for now. Let's change these, actually all of these, to gray, just to be the same. Okay. Right. So, browser is crucial in this scenario. I'm working off of a older ALS file, show file that we did back in May. That has all the lights for every song. So I'm just going down the line, just looking to see if the same songs are in here, which for the most part they should be, except for maybe a couple. But yeah, so what I even could do, now that I'm thinking about it, I could go in here and I could just select, whoops, pushed the wrong button. I could just select all of these. Maybe, if it lets me, yeah. And then I could throw them, well, we have 3 here. It's probably the easiest thing is probably just drag it over. And then put it right underneath. It's another thing, we gotta make sure we're lining up here.
Intro 2.
Whoa, that's not fun. I'm gonna just turn these off so you don't have to hear it. See if it works. Yeah, so we're a little off here. Let me take all this. Let me move it back a little. Try it again. Should come in right there. So, pardon me. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's another thing. I'm just going through here and kind of looking through, finding things that I might have missed, such as command locators, things like that. So from here, we're going to move this third one up And then we're going to just take these clips I copied them first. You just click on where you want it to start, paste, done. All right, and then we can get rid of that group below. And then we just keep riding along. Go to the next song, which isn't in here, which is great. So one thing I might try and do is maybe look later, look at another project and see. I know they're somewhere. If anything, I'll go to the actual song project and see if they're in there and then bring them over. It's probably the easiest thing. So, but yeah, I'll stop. Well, no, I'll get it now, because if I don't do it now, I'll probably forget. Let's do Hazelnut Farm. See what's in this one. There it is. And there should be lights in here. And there is. Look at that. So we're going to go in here. Just going to drag it underneath the master lighting. Now, only downside to these kind of things is it's going to pick up, it's going to copy or paste in the area that it was on in the arrangement view. So if anything, you might need to like look for it and then drag it back over to where the song is, and we should be good. So let's do color. Just put it there. Should be good. Only thing I'm not seeing here is there's no face lighting, which we want that on, honestly, for the most part, most of the time. So I'm going to just drag the face light white 100 all the way over. So next we have Locked Out of Heaven, which actually is in this one as well. Here we go. Got lights. Oh, let me get rid of this guy. Okay. And then Locked Out of Heaven. Just throw it up here. The thing you want to look for is the thick black line. And since I'm running off of an SSD drive, you kind of just need to be a little patient when you're dragging over. Just, you know, let the computer do what it does, and don't try to force things. So you'll just be hitting undo more often. So we got 3 again up here. I'm going to just drag those up here. It's just a matter of just kind of playing Tetris and lining things up now at this point. Looks like there's a stop here. Oh yeah. Boom. Yeah, perfect. So things like that is just, you know, helping me identify clearly this is right. There's stops here that are lining up with cues. So but yeah, this is the process. Eventually I'm going to go back through all the songs and double check and implement lighting tracks into the template to where if we're ever adding a song, all the lights are going to be in there once we drag over the song project file over into a big set. So then all the lights will be in there already. I'm not having to do this again for the most part, or at least maybe not as often. Looks like Higher Ground has a couple things. And another thing I'll do, which, like the way you make me feel down here, they already have lights that are embedded in the track group. If anything, I'm going to just move those 3 tracks up to the master lighting. But right now, let me see if Higher Ground, if these are 2 lighting tracks, and let's see what shows up. So yeah, so it went in here and then added. Let me go down one more. Yeah, it doesn't open. So But yeah, these are right. So if anything, I'll just come in here, move them over, line them up. So like the face light white moves up, and then the green color, I'm gonna just move down. And I'm just gonna get rid of these 2 tracks and call it a day. So, so we got that. And then, What You Make Me Feel. So yeah, some of these aren't grouped, which is fine. It's fine. But just want to be cautious where you're dropping these tracks, so you're not like, potentially going over stuff that's already in here, not like overlaying it, which can happen. So just gotta be intentional with your moves. Let's move this one back. Again, face light white is pretty much on most of the time. So this next one is color, and then these are kind of movements, which are kind of sporadic, so you want to make sure they're lining up right, because those look very intentional movements based on what's going on in the song. So, but as you see here, I pretty much repeated what was already in here, so just for safety, I'm going to delete those down here, and we have all the lighting up there. So again, that's one thing I got to add to the thing. So like lights, there's lights in here. Face light white is second one, so if I'm just gonna move that one around, make that up top, and then these, this is color and movement down here. So let's just grab those 2, place them right there, done, boom. Delete that group. So yeah, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of the time I have. Hopefully you got something out of it. But yeah, just chugging along. A lot of things in limbo with this template still. Still working out stuff like on what we need, what we don't need. Yeah, return tracks are, a thing to definitely mow over a handful of times. I'm not totally happy with it. I kind of just want to I want to make a return track for every position that's on stage, and then maybe like a couple extra depending. But I think the start I should have done that, where it's drums, bass, guitar. Well, probably split the guitars. However, it depends on what guitar players want to play and don't play, because they're kind of back and forth, because a lot of times they're doing a rhythm track, but then if they need to do a solo, they need to do a solo. So I can't just go in, turn off all the lead tracks. Then I'd have to go in and go one by one. So yeah, that's something I got to think about. But guitars, keys. I'm kind of combining keys with piano. Keys are pretty much anything that I would say our typical keys players wouldn't play. Any extra layered things. So I'll try to find the piano and or Rode track, or a clav track, or any particular very primary synth stuff. I will I'll probably throw those in keys for the most part, I think. However, there's some things in keys I'll keep. So there's stuff like that I'm just still trying to sort out and discern. But we have horns and background vocals, which are straightforward. So reference MP3 if you ever need to listen to the MP3 during a quick practice or run through or rehearsal. We could throw that on. And then headphones for, needing edits and I'm not having to change the ins and outs. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Peace.